Hey guys, Mark Rodriguez here, and with me is
GB Channel, so Ninja Jiffy, or you can call me Wendy. Hello guys, you have some information about a fighting game with some of the girl with gauntlets and
yeah, but it's not good news. So 2XKO has had kind of a rough thing here. We did see that, I think it was like the first month that it came out or whatever, like right off the bat they laid off like half the staff because the game didn't make
that's
it didn't make gangbusters like they were expecting, like I guess Riot Games, the company behind it, was expecting and everything.
Oh, I'm sorry, they wanted some Capcom money.
Yeah, they wanted Capcom money. But now it got worse because this past August 20th, they announced that they're going to be dropping online support by the end of the year. So yes, active development will conclude at the end of 2026. And now the good news is for people that still want to play and everything, they're going to leave the servers on. So they'll be on for, I guess however long, whatever, until it becomes too expensive to run them. But yeah, you can still play the game afterwards. It's just that unfortunately, no more new characters, no more new skins and stuff like that. Now one thing is that there were, and forgive me, I don't know all the characters from League of Legends or whatever, but the two characters that are going to be released are still going to get released. So they're not getting canceled or nothing. I believe their names are Lux and Samira. So they're still coming out. So at least that's something. And I guess by December there's going to be a final balance patch and everything. I also think that they're going to unlock all the champions. You could use them all and everything. But unfortunately, after the end of this year, that's all she wrote in terms of like updates, new characters, new stages, and then whatever else and everything. So, yeah, the game has had a very rocky start and everything. Well, first of all, the game's been promised for multiple years. I remember every Evo would show clips and little things, early development and whatever. And then we found out that it was going to be, because we thought at first it was going to be like a one-on-one game. Mm-hmm. Well, the whole thing was it was going to be a League of Legends fighting game, and that they were going to do it in a way that plays very simplistic, so people that don't play fighting games can just jump in and enjoy it or whatever. And over the years we found out more about the characters, that it was going to be a 2-on-2 tag team thing, and then eventually found out that the title was going to be, because it had no name for a while, it's 2XKO.
That's still an odd name.
Yeah, and that's the thing, a lot of people complained saying that the game being called 2XKO also kind of had a factor because it's just a weird-ass name. It doesn't really scream League of Legends. It's nothing that would make the League of Legends fans like, whoa, it's League of Legends fighting game, yeah!
Yeah, and also it threw me off when I was seeing, remember the for the Game Awards or whatever, they, they showed the list for the newer fighting games. You had, City of the Wolves, they had that Street Fighter, Street Fighter 6, the Mortal Kombat collection, and, what was it, Dead or Alive, I think DOA 6 was in there somewhere, or either one of the games. I forget which games were in there, but anyway.
I don't know about that.
No, maybe it wasn't it was some, or either it was Tekken.
Probably Tekken 8.
Tekken 8, yeah, but I was like, okay, whatever. But anyway, I thought it was weird, I thought it was a weird title, and then I didn't know it's for League of Legends until I was told. So personally, if you want to have a game about your series, you should probably have something tied to that series. It should have been like, maybe an area of League of Legends. I've never played, and I'm kind of surprised I never got around to trying it. Yeah. But yeah, that seemed like something that should have been something pulled from it. Like for example, I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy 14, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's say you want to do a Final Fantasy fighting game. Mm-hmm. You can't just call it, I'm trying to think of something crazy. Magic fighting superhero flash game. I don't know. Yeah. No, FFX or or something, a fighting game or something. You can say like Eorzea Fighters or something. Mm-hmm. At least it's something connected to the series in some kind of way. Well, for Final Fantasy 14 players or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So the title and everything, apparently from my understanding, is that there isn't much of an overlap between League of Legends fans and fighting game fans and whatever and everything. And then also the fact that after all these years of waiting for the game to come out, they only had like about 10 or so fighters, and you can only use like 6 of them or something. You have to like grind in the game or, whip out some money to like unlock them and the costumes and all that kind of junk.
Yeah, I'm getting frustrated just looking at that game. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and they released like 2 new people since then, like a ninja girl and some other person, and again, you still gotta unlock them and everything. You gotta grind or pay money or whatever. So
see, I'm I'm an impatient type, so I'm the type that would probably just jump and say, okay, I don't feel like grinding for this. I just want to use the character. I'm one of the people that would say, shut up and take my money just so I hurry up and get the characters. I just do not have the patience for that.
yeah, and it's a weird thing. It would be like buying, I guess, the original like Street Fighter 2 or something, and you can only use like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Guile, and you have to unlock everybody else. Like you see them there, but you can't choose them unless you use Chun-Li 100 times or something. Then you can finally unlock Blanca or something. You know, it's just.
Well, I would tell you this much: my copy of Street Fighter would have got thrown out the window back then if I had to do that.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, that's bottom line. That the production is going down. Now, this seems to be more of a Riot Games thing. It sounds that all the people that actually worked on the game are very passionate about it. They're very happy. They like the the work they put in, the art direction, music, all that kind of stuff. And they were just, I guess, hoping for even more of a turnaround because there weren't like that many. I guess there's not that many players and not much support and stuff like that. Other people also complaining that the game should have just been a regular game because this was like a free-to-play game, but the money comes from you paying for extra costumes and other weird shit.
Yeah, and the other thing too is like, okay, like I said, for a person like me, I'm not big on fighting games because I suck at them very hard. I suck hard at fighting games. I don't have patience for most of them. I don't like having to remember combinations to do stuff. I just want to just go in there, push buttons, and go. This is a push button game. This is a button masher. But I think the biggest flaw with this is that, okay, the main group of people they're targeting are RPG players. And there are you have some that do overlap. You have some people that play fighting games that also play RPGs. But if you have more people that play mostly RPGs, more than likely are not big on fighting games. Yeah. Because, with with RPGs, it's more about community and joining up and creating your own characters, creating your own story. And it's more story-based. It's usually heavy into story, and that's usually what draws most RPG players, in my opinion, into that. They like the stories. They like to build up the characters and follow different storylines with the quests and meeting the different characters and interacting with those characters and meeting other players within the game and interacting with them and, like more communication, I guess you could say. Yeah. But with fighting, you just beating each other up, and that's not as exciting as building connections to people. Yeah. Even though you can in a way, like you happen to come across the same person online and you remember the screen name and somehow find them outside of it, but it's easier to do an RPG, and I think that was the main thing. They really should have just made it its own thing as opposed to trying to connect to the League of Legends, where probably a big chunk of those players wouldn't cross over to playing a fighting game like that, even though they kind of made it, I would say, probably a little easy for a beginner to use. But some people also complained that the game, if they were going to do it this way, it probably would have had better luck if it was a more regular one-on-one fighting game, because tag fighters are a bit more complicated by default as opposed to regular fighting games. So that was also another thing that they kind of shot themselves in the foot. Other complaints was that there's some, I guess, an anime series or something, I don't know, that's called League of Legends, and people were complaining that most of the characters and stuff, if not all the characters, were taken from that instead of from the actual League of Legends game. Oh, Arcane, I know of that series. I've never seen it, but I know of it. Yeah, and on top of that, also, I don't know many of the characters, to be honest, but my understanding is that some of the characters chosen were, I guess, odd choices for a fighting game, and that League of Legends has a lot of other characters that are more like actual brawlers and fighters that it would make more sense for them to be in the fighting game. And again, I don't know names or whatever, but people are kind of saying dude, they canceled the game without bringing in so and so, make that make sense, that kind of stuff. Again, that's lost to me, but it's kind of
I don't know, new Street Fighter game, it got canceled over the year. Dude, no real one canon in the Street Fighter game and it's canceled. You know, that kind of.
Oh, sorry, that's like that's just
blasphemy. Yeah.
Yes, that's blasphemy. You cannot have a Street Fighter game without Ken or Ryu.
Yeah.
Oh, you can throw away everybody else.
Yeah. So that's the thing. No overlap between RPG and fighting games players. The weird ass title that might go unnoticed for other people and everything. Limited characters, and most of them are locked and everything. The game is a free game. You got to pay for all the skins. All that stuff is pretty expensive from what I've seen. A lot of people are saying that it would have been better off. It was just a more regular fighting game. You pay for, you get your seasons passes and stuff like Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, and City of the Wolves. And the game being more about arcane instead of like regular League of Legends. Yeah, I'll wrap it up there. And
yes, that's about
and missing characters that I guess would have made more sense.
And it probably
So
should have. And if they, with the title, they should have. Since they took all the arcane from the anime, they should have just used
arcane in there.
Yeah, or arcane fighters or something.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, that's what she wrote. If anything else happens, I doubt anything will change by now, but we'll let y'all know. This is Margaret Jake signing off.
And this is Wendy. See you guys later, and I guess play while you can.
Yeah.
If you're into that.